You know what, y'all? I was listening to my man. Now he my man. Now that he's gone. Prodigy and Mobb Deep, man. And it's funny how you start to appreciate somebody once they're gone. It really is. It's kind of crazy. Because I never thought he was that great of a rapper when he was alive. A lot of people told me that he was. Got a lot of arguments about it. But I was listening to some excerpts of his narration of the book that he wrote. And yo, like his narration was so on point, it was so dope. It's crazy. But anyway, it's not what I wanted to talk to y'all about today. I'm out here by the water. You know, I love being out here. I love being out here by the water, man. I really do. Cause it gives like a feeling of peace and tranquility. And there's nothing like feeling peace and tranquil with a bunch of angry birds behind me. You know what I mean? And all of this shit. Do birds do anything except shit all day? Shit. Birds and mice. It's windy out here. I hope it's not too windy for y'all to really hear what I'm trying to tell y'all. Anyway, Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this is your daily. Go get 'emism number 998. Yeah, 998. 2 more shows before 1,000. 2 more videos before 1,000. Yeah. For June 26, 2017. And what I actually wanted to talk to y'all about today, this evening, is things that are inappropriate but acceptable. Think about what I just said. Inappropriate but acceptable. And there are a lot of things that we may do in life that we accept even though we know they ain't right. We know they ain't right, but we still do them. And sometimes we get caught up. We get caught up in thinking that the things that we accept, even though they are inappropriate, we think that it's okay to accept them. And now we know, or we should know, that yeah, they may be acceptable in certain areas at certain times with certain people in certain circles in certain scenarios. But do all of us recognize that? Do we understand that? Do we understand that? Do we get it? Are we feeling that? Some of us are, some of us aren't, and it can become a problem. It really can become a problem if we don't really get it together in that area. Like, I gotta keep looking down because it's a lot of shit. I don't want to go home with bird shit all up under my feet. It's a hazard. It's a hazard. But yeah, inappropriate but acceptable. Let's do some examples. Some examples of things that may be inappropriate but acceptable. Allowing your kids to curse, your little, thinking that it's cool or cute for your little 5-year-old, 6-year-old to mimic cursing. A lot of young parents do this. And people blame this generation for allowing children to get away from that kind of stuff. But I remember people letting their children do that when I was younger too. You know what I mean? When I was a child, I remember parents letting certain children get away with cursing. You know what I mean? Mimicking the adults and stuff like that. And they thought it was cute. People was laughing and all of that. So it's not just something that we're seeing on social media like it's sweet like that. Look, y'all, I got the birds on the run. Got them on the run, y'all. Yeah. Now you might say, yeah, that's definitely inappropriate, and it's but it's not acceptable. It may not be acceptable with you. Just like a lot of things that we do that we may term inappropriate but acceptable may not be acceptable to everybody. Everything is not shit. Literally. Everything is not going to work the same way for everybody. So you're going to have to take the things that you can accept versus the things that you can't accept. And we're going to have to work it out that way. That's just the way it goes. That's life right there. Oh, look. We got the rowers out there doing their thing, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? That's like great upper body strength, being able to row. Anyway, yeah. Other things And I hate to stay on the whole children thing, but some parents allow their children to drink at a young age. They might let them smoke weed and all of that at a young age. Now, over the years, we've learned that marijuana, weed, bud, we've learned that it's a fairly, well, no, that it's a harmless substance, especially compared to alcohol and hard drugs. But it doesn't mean that at a young age you should be tampering around with that, because you are still getting high. It does get you high. It just doesn't ruin your life health-wise. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's mentally good for you at a young age, because once you start getting an unhealthy respect for getting high, it could be a gateway to other substances that are harmful to you, are bad for your health. But for some people, they think that it's okay to have a little drink with their children. With their children. I mean, whether they're teenagers or they give them a little taste to put their little hype asses to sleep when they if they act too wild, around the house or whatever. So, it's inappropriate but acceptable. And if you start actually drinking with your children and getting high with your children, well, whatever comes out of that, you're going to be held responsible for that. But it's acceptable to some people, even though it's inappropriate. Another thing, I mean, we could go on for days. As far as I'm concerned, overeating, eating when you're not hungry, eating, health-wise, eating when you're not hungry, but you're eating like comfort food. What they say, it just makes me feel good. You blowing up to like 400 pounds and shit. It's inappropriate, but for some people it's acceptable. Stealing. Some people steal and they think that that's okay. They don't have a real problem with that. They figure as long as you're not stealing from a person, so if you steal from a company or something like that, then you're okay. Even I might agree with that to a certain extent. Not all the way, but to a certain extent. It's inappropriate, but it's unacceptable. Certain language that we may use around each other, like that's hood shit. So the way we accept the way we talk, like the slang that we use and everything, that might be acceptable for us around our peers, around our loved ones, in our hood, around the way, the people that we know, the black codes, where black people speak a certain type of language around each other and we think that is cool. But sometimes we can go too far with that and start calling it, keeping it real, or keeping it 100, and then we go on a job interview or something like that and we can't seem to get a job because we don't fucking know how to talk to nobody. So the way we address each other, like with all the nigga, the bitch, and stuff like that, it's inappropriate, but for some people it's acceptable. So we have to watch the things that we consider to be inappropriate but acceptable, because it won't be acceptable everywhere we go, but it may be inappropriate everywhere we go if we know that it's inappropriate even in the circles that we're using it. So we got to be careful, y'all. Real careful, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to holler at y'all real quick, man. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. I said, go hard, go for yours. Go hard, go for yours. And remember, at the end of the day, when we know that it's inappropriate, but we still accept it, we may accept it in a place where it's really, really inappropriate and wind up getting jammed up behind that. So be careful. The Daily Go Getimism show is every single day. Every single day. 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 in the morning. Eastern Standard Time, baby. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. But get up and watch that shit. Watch that shit. Listen to that shit, because we on Facebook Live too. So you can watch it and you can listen to it at the same time. Please share these videos. I would appreciate if y'all would share these videos, because I think that they're good. And if you watching them and you think that they're good, just push that share button and help me out a little bit. A little something, something, something. You know what I mean? Somebody else might dig them too. All right. With that being said, I holler at y'all later. Y'all have a really great day. And I will holler back at y'all. Peace.